Topic here is the reading homophobia, why bring it up? This is going to be brief, quick overview of what we've addressed so far in this class. We started with the presentations from the readings, the Mohan and the Link case, if you don't recall, that addressed these laws, buggery laws, as well as sodomy laws. We then transitioned to presentations, and the presentations covered things like the Mattachine Society and so on. We also addressed the labels PowerPoint with Rivers and Inversion and Carl Ulrich. We started to watch the Stonewall documentary the day after. We then looked at Atascadero and sexual deviancy. Keep in mind the presentations that I'm talking about come from this sheet right here. You can access all of these files on site or on Classroom. This is the third time I'm showing you this chart, so you want to have some understanding of this chart and be able to read it because it kind of tracks where we went and where we started from, as well as the issues from the 1940s and the 1950s. And what I'm thinking about here is that, we want to be able to figure out, like in the 1940s, the gay rights issues were very different from the issues of the 60s, which are different from the 70s, which are, of course, are different from present day. So there's a starting point, and some of the items will be similar. There might be some similarities, but for the most part, the issues definitely seem to be different. Let's take a look at the Dale Jennings case of the Mattachine Society. So here we have a California code that talks about lewd behavior. So we see, once again, that gray area language, not too clear. What counts as lewd, I don't know. But if it's a man kissing another man, I can only argue that that is possibly going to be labeled as lewd. Here we have some specifics: touching another's private parts, sexual gratification, and touching areas here. So I guess now they're getting specific with this particular piece. So the Dale Jennings case, in this particular situation, Dale Jennings happens to be out. And you can read the slide here. He is at a public restroom. And again, you see the public restroom as a place where the gay community seems to meet, because your ability maybe to express your love for somebody is dependent on, somebody renting a hotel room, somebody renting a place. So the end result is you might see in the 60s and 70s the restroom being a place where two gay men might, be able to find each other and hook up. And so the restroom definitely does come up. Anyway, so in this case, the officer, it seems to be a case of entrapment, which is one of the big issues the Mattachine Society is trying to address in the 1950s. So in this particular case, you see a rough-looking character. This is the police officer. And Jennings is claiming that this individual is trying to hook up with him. He finally arrives at home. Who are we talking about? We're talking about Dale Jennings. The man forces his way into Jennings' home. So apparently, according to Jennings, Jennings is sitting in his home. The police officer enters the home, force entry, and the police officer is now face-to-face with Jennings. He makes multiple suggestions. I don't know what they are. Hey, I'd like to hook up with you, kiss me, whatever. Jennings refuses, tells the man that he is not interested, after which time the police officer grabs Jennings' hands, forces it down into the front of his pants, and then arrests him for lewd behavior. This goes to trial, and the end result is that this is an outcome for the Mattachine Society where the police and the law seems to be vague, and the police officer has overstepped in this particular case. So all of the violations Jennings was accused of committing, he is not punished for them. The case is dismissed, and it is a victory for the Mattachine Society. Already addressed the pyramid of hate. So I would say the laws seem to be, in this particular area, we seem to be moving up with regard to genocidal acts. We already addressed this particular issue here. So this is a repeat of the information that is in the Atascadero slide, just bringing it up so you can understand that we will probably be using this throughout the class. And the rest of this information just seems to be a quick review as we transition into the reading homophobia, why bring it up. So we're going to start first with the thesis and then the items here that will be up for the topic of discussion. And that's it for the homophobia reading.